Hi you guys, my name is Andy Kust and I'm a Twin Cities music director and voice teacher and an Ordway educator with you here today for Ordway Schooled. I'm here to talk to you today about 3 tips for singing musical theater songs. So tip number 1, you have to choose songs that you, the singer, connect to. One of the most critical elements when you're singing a musical theater song for success is that you're able to really connect to the lyrics that you're singing and the words that are coming out of your mouth. At the most basic level, the audience has to perceive that these are your words and that you're creating them for the very first time right in front of them, right? The way that I encourage this connection is by taking initiative when you choose your repertoire. And yes, listen to your directors, listen to your choir teachers, listen to your teachers and coaches when they're giving you repertoire, when they're giving you songs, but it's also such a great investment to be able to take the time to listen and sing through a bunch of different repertoire so you have a hand in picking those 3 or 4 songs that really fit you like a glove, right? So what I suggest is taking a look at new composers, as well as taking a look at older shows that maybe were nominated for a Tony Award for Best Musical or Best Score but didn't win. So use websites like Wikipedia to research that. And then for the new musicals, I suggest websites like newmusicaltheater.com and contemporarymusicaltheater.com. So when you approach the character that's singing this song, you have to assess which personality traits that you have of your own that you need to enhance or turn up, and then which personality traits you need to turn down as well in order to serve the story and really mesh with that character. We all have a common well of emotions that we have access to. It's just a matter of being specific about which ones you choose for each song. A great question to ask yourself in this scenario is, what about this character or this circumstance reminds you of your own life? And then allow that experience to fuel your performance. Okay, tip number 2, use all of the tools that the composer has given you. So when you choose your musical theater song to sing, there's a ton of musical elements that you can tune into, like melody, rhythm, song form, dynamics, harmony, time signature, range, so many others. And each of these elements can clue you into the composer's intent and help you create interesting, nuanced, detailed, dynamic performances. So if you examine just the rhythms of a song, what words have been assigned to shorter rhythms and which words have been given longer sustained phrases? A purposeful composer will give you more important thoughts and give them more time. So in general, the longer a note is held, the more thought and emotional weight you should apply to it. Great examples of this are the title song from Light in the Piazza by Adam Guettel. So if you listen to that song, the character Clara is trying to form these ideas about her experience of love, and you can hear her searching and traveling through different melodic phrases, and none of them quite have a period at the end of it until the very, very end when she finally figures out what she wants to say. And if you watch the melody in those phrases, you can see how each of the phrases leads her down a different path that she isn't quite satisfied with. Another example is Let It Go from Frozen, very obscure song, and you can hear in the song form of that how you go from a verse to a chorus to a verse to a chorus to a bridge to a final chorus. How Elsa is trying to sort of figure out how she feels about these new powers that she's discovered and how she's going to use them, and how she goes from being unsure to feeling empowered. And you can hear that just in the song form and in the orchestration. Okay, tip number 3. We want to enhance the relationship between your singing voice and your speaking voice. And this is the topic that many coaches don't talk about, but it's so essential to being a musical theater actor, especially in contemporary musical theater. So your singing voice and your speaking voice should share as many characteristics as possible. Why, you ask? Because when a character goes from speaking in a scene to singing in a song, the bridge between those 2 elements needs to be as well constructed as possible, thus making it believable that the character breaks in a song without sounding like a completely different person. So the first step in achieving this is to choose a phrase from one of your songs that's in like the middle of the range, and then without changing the tone color of your voice, just speak that phrase, just the words, just the lyrics, right? Then you want to slowly add the prescribed pitches without changing the color or the tone of your speaking voice. And you want to go back and forth between those two elements and see what connects and what feels similar and what feels different. Just take an inventory of that, right? Once you're comfortable with this, you're going to start to add more musicality, and you're going to allow the phrase to be more performative, right? The ultimate goal is to be able to slip in and out of singing and speaking without the audience really hearing the shift between the two. The Dear Evan Hansen original cast, if you listen to the original cast recording, is filled with actors that are masters at this craft. Give them a listen. I hope that you guys are all safe and sound out there washing your hands, and I really enjoyed being with you today. Bye.